KPIs. We'll move to the P&L summary, where we'll discuss the closing of 2025, operating the details of the operational expenses, then the commercial part with the customers forecast trend, also for 2026, industry and all the results, and the business progress, inventory report, cash flow, tax accumulation, and Forex long and short position. In terms of safety, we have now completed more than 400 days without an accident with lost time. And so in the year of 2025, we did not register any accident with lost time. So this is a positive result. In general, we had 4 accidents without lost time and 9 property or material incidents. And one of them occurred in December, which was the fall of 2 packages while the truck was moving from one gate to another inside our plant. He did when he was driving, basically a little bit faster than what was permitted in our premises. The truck driver dropped these 2 packages. This was in the middle of the night. So what we did was to report the incident. We issued a warning to the driver and also to the transportation company. We secured the material, so nothing could cause another possible accident or incident in the place where the incident was registered. And this driver was suspended to enter in our premises for 6 months, and we already repaired the fence. So nothing, no one was hurt. People or animals, because when the material dropped, we went to the fence, but nothing was near the fence. It was the last material incident of 2026. Any questions regarding safety? Okay. So for the industrial KPIs in December, the fitting line was not very productive. The graphic I see now that is not dated, I'm sorry for that. We will update this material and send it to you afterwards. But the numbers are correct. So the productivity in December was in 16 tons per hour versus the target of 21.5. What happened is that we had a huge breakdown. You can see this in the costs of the maintenance that we will report later in the detail of the operating expenses. Basically, we had a power block breakdown. So the production line was shut down for some longer periods, and this affected our productivity. We did not have time to recover because in December we also had the preventive maintenance in the final 2 weeks of December. So what we were able to produce, we produced in December, and the productivity was of 16 tons per hour. And this affected also the number of coils per hour and the TRS as well. For the blanking line, we are still struggling with the productivity. It reached 6.46 tons per hour, below the target of 8 tons per hour. So in December, we were working only in 2 shifts. We had some breakdowns, and we had a lot of leaders that were absent even for a vacation period, and the replacing ones had some medical leave. And so our supervisor was actually running the line in December for 2 weeks. So this was a typical situation. We had only 1 full functional shift, and so a lot of absence in December. Nikki, do you want to speak?
Oh yes, yeah, Nicole, how we are with the blank lining today? Because I'm a little bit worried about this because maybe not, but we will start with the Stellantis in a couple of months, and with this production, I think it's going to be a problem, right?
Yes. We are a little bit better, but we still we are struggling with some some internal problems, some operational problems. So what we are doing is that we are restructuring the production department and the maintenance department still in this month of January. In December also we had the visit of Rafael Martinez, which is a specialist from the blanking line all around the world from Gombani Group. And he was here with us because we issued a plan for recovering the productivity and also the setup time. So currently we are having a changeover time way above what was expected. And so this is an organization that we need to do it internally. So we had this visit in the first to second week of December. We are running with these actions. We have a meeting today also to follow up on these actions. We have some maintenance and production actions to reduce the changeover time from 15 minutes, which was what we have today, to 25 minutes. So it's aggressive. We know we may not reach 25 in the beginning, but we need urgently to reduce at least to our previous target, which was 34 minutes of each changeover. Also, what we did is we already communicated just now. I think in the further slides we will be speaking a little bit about that. As we said in the board meeting, that Gestamp is currently demanding us a lot of materials with very low productivity. So we call it the small parts. And so it was agreed on our last board meeting that we would go on with this action of informing Gestamp that we would have to reduce and not decline the orders, but offer the same materials outsourced to a third company. So of course they did not accept it 100% well, but we are structuring this to start full outsourcing from March and April on. And this will also help with the productivity. Currently, we are not outsourcing 100%, also because we are having some issues with lack of materials and increase of orders from materials that we do not have. So we have delays of the mills and we have over materials that are being over requested by Gestamp. And so in these cases, we are cutting them internally, and of course, this decreases also our productivity. But this is on our how can I say, on our to-do list as one of the highest priorities. And as I mentioned in the board in December, and we will have also a discussion this today of the strategic objectives for this year, and one of them is to recover the efficiency in our production lines, especially the blanking line.
Okay, but January or February, you'll have to see some evolution about this production, because in March we will start Stellantis, and with this productivity, I'm worried about what can happen, because we know Stellantis is going to be launching this car, and maybe this is something they expect in a lot of sales, in good sales, and with this production, we can have a very big problem in the startup with Stellantis. You should be prepared.
Yes, we are aware, and we will. We can also follow up and give you some information. The Gombani team is also following up with us these actions, and we expect that in 2 months we will have a better recovery. Okay, so for the P&L in December the month was very low in volume, so it was of 3,800. Main issues are the production of Nissan that was lower than what we expected in the budget. Also, even though we were prepared for some higher volumes, we received, as we informed it also in the last meetings, that we received some huge drops of demand, especially from Gestamp. This affected also our stock. So from to October, November, and December, we received information that they would be reducing the demands and closing around the 20th of December, so not receiving more materials. And so that's why we are also with 25% less than what was expected. One information is that in December, we started with the tryouts and the selling of material to Stellantis for the new project. So we started with the F1H and also with the J516, which is the new Argo and the Jeep Avenger, respectively. And we sold to them around 100 tons and 140, I think, in December. So this started as Enrique predicted and informed us before, already with high volumes and high demands. And but it still was not enough to recover the volumes that we had forecasted. In any case, we closed the year in 12.5% less in volumes. When we are talking about automotive, yes, in products and also tolling, 10%, around 10% less what was forecasted on the budget. In terms of products, very much affected by discount and some of Eurozo as well. But when we are speaking of tolling, we have to take into consideration the volume that we were expected to have with Maxium and was not fulfilled during the year. So 3,000 tons was related to Maxium project. So Nissan actually performed in very near what was in our budget, but the other customers not as much. Industry, again, very hard to fulfill in terms of program and tolling and products. And AMD also very much below the budget, so we might have to do some action with ArcelorMittal to understand if we should actually consider still AMD as our strategic customer or not. So in the end, it was 12% less, 1.5% above the year of 2024. In terms of net sales, we see also the same trend, lower, but in 23%. And in comparison with 2024, 0.4 negative in this case. In terms of gross profit, we had an increase. So, of course, the month of December is very, it's not the best way to look at it because we had some adjustments to be done from accounting department that we will detail a little bit more later. But so that's why it's very positive for the month of December. So it's better to look at it in the year-to-date basis. So basically what happened is that during the year of 2025, a lot of freights were not accounted correctly in our system. So they were and sometimes duplicated or in the decimal numbers instead of kilograms and tons, they were considered differently. So there was a reversion of accounting from 1 million reais in the gross profit because of these mistakes that happened. I can share with you, Alessandra, later the detail of what happened. But basically, we were considering some cost of goods sold being accounted in the end of the month, and it was a little bit less than what was accounted. So that's why in the end of the year, the gross profit was only 8% less than instead of when you compared with the volume, but 8% less when was forecasted on the budget. And in terms of reais per ton, we were above in 4.7%. This is 20 reais per ton more, 443 reais per ton of gross margin. Speaking of costs, operating expenses, the month of December was a little bit higher and 300,000 more, also because was considered the provision for Eurozo's debit note that did not arrive in 2025 on time. They did not revise as we had requested to them. So, but according to accounting rules, we must put this in the results of the 2025. So that's why we considered in the 2025. This was already on the forecast, and this was already informed to the board. However, now we can see in the closing of the year that it was all in December, so that's why the costs were higher also in December. But in the year-to-date basis, we are speaking of 1.3 million of saving, of cost saving, and in percentage is not as much as we expected. But in the variable costs was also according to the volume. But in the EBITDA, we closed at 8.8 million Brazilian reais, and this is also 12.5% less than what was on the budget, very close to the volume number. And the margin EBITDA a little bit higher what was on the budget in 3.6, but same Brazilian reais EBITDA per ton. So these were the main impacts of our results in December. Also in the PET, we see a difference also because of the interests, and in the cash also related to the high stocks that we were not forecasting in the end of the year. Of course, we always forecast decrease of stocks in the end of the year, but in the year 2025, we recognized that the management of stocks could be improved, and so this affected also our cash flow. Right. So just a detail of the operating expenses. So speaking of the deviations, we have some deviations on the maintenance. So during the month of December was very busy to the maintenance department. They had some huge breakdowns, especially in the slitting and the blanking line. Some adjustments. So we received favor here in December to adjust the oscillating die, which is what we call the ballerina. And this is very important for us because this is one of our most productive tools, and we are still having problems, and Pagor is trying to solve this for us together with us. So they came here in December, they did some maintenance. So this costs also the power block in the slitting line, as I mentioned in the first slide, that this affected a lot of our productivity in December. So we were without the slitting line working for almost 3 days, or running in very slow speed, and some other issues, some other repairs, not so big, but also we had some gate maintenance because there was an incident in November. So in December, we had to do the maintenance of the gate. We have hired some specialists to support with the tooling process. This is also included in our budget of 2026. But in December, we started with this new company. So that's why the month of December and the closing of the year was much higher than what we expected for the maintenance. And also in the power, water, gas, the utilities, there was some overspending in the energy, especially. I think we are still evaluating this situation because there was some increase from Nissan. They started charging us also a little bit more, so we have to check this. But in any case, this until the end of the year, in the year-to-date basis, it was still below the budget. And in the fixed costs, the main deviation was also these 480 tons because it's the provision for the customer compensation euros. This tax rate difference, we are always having this situation, but we are evaluating, and we already have some requests for IT department because these ones should be in the materials, and we have to pay this what we call GFAL. And but in any case, what we see is a difference from what was forecasted and what was accomplished in the month of December was in 300,000. 331,000 above what was expected. But the closing of the year was still 1.3 million positive. Right? Great.
Okay, moving to commercial. I will explain firstly the December results, and after that the zero forecast. Okay. About Nissan, in December, Nissan produced these 4,900 cars, 12% above budget, but 2% below the forecast 11 plus 1. In the year-to-date 2025 results, Nissan produced 69,000 cars in 2025 from an initial budget of 95,000 cars. 27% drop. But in the actual results, only 10% above max budget. This month, Nissan had a reduced number of working days with collective vacation, with no production from December 22nd to January 11th, impacting in not achieving the volume target in December. In addition, the new kite model is still undergoing adjustments on the production line, impacting low production efficiency in the volumes of Nissan. Regarding Gestamp, in December, production was 19% above the forecast 11 plus 1, but 49% below the budget. Gestamp is also impacted by the drop in Nissan's volume as well. And in addition to being in the testing phase of new items in localization, that impacted in their low productivity. In Gestamp's year-to-date 2025 results, they consumed 13,219 metric tons from an initial budget of 17,000 metric tons. 22% below and 16% below max budget. And now I will talk about the new forecast for this year. Firstly, answering the question of Kobayashi, I did mistake in the number of max budget. You are right, the budget is 73,000 cars. So I reviewed it, this number here, okay? I will send you the material updated after that. Nissan, our budget, talking about our budget, was created based on the actual production behavior of Nissan. Historically, as you know, Nissan has produced on average about 23% below their own budget estimates in the initial of each year. So when preparing Meg's 2026 budget last year, we assumed that Nissan would grow in 2026 by approximately 3-4% compared to 2025. Because in that time, Nissan didn't send to us the budget number. So these assumption aligns with the expected growth of the market of Brazil, according to consultants we received from AMG. So this year also we will have political elections and uncertainty of this year. So maybe we will have a big growth in Brazil. So I will ask you, I will also share to you the Nissan historical performance, the comparison between budget and actual production. In 2023, the budget was 73,000 cars, but they realized only 57,000 cars, so 22% below. In 2024, the budget of Nissan was 79,000 cars, but the realized number was 64,000 cars, 19% below. And last year, 2025, the budget was 95,000 cars, but they realized 69,000 cars, 27% below they expected. So this historical trend was basis was our conservative approach, but we set up the budget figures before Nissan's reported each figures. In 2026, they budgeted 111,000 in the beginning, but if they follow the same pace as previous years, I think they will produce it 23-24% below this 111,000. So around 85,000 if they have a good performance this year. Of course, everything depends on the market's acceptance of two new models of Nissan. About Nissan, any comments, Kobayashi-san?
Yeah, can I ask a question? So, the first question is a breakdown of the P02H and also P13C. Nissan's forecast 108,000 units, the forecast 2026, but the breakdown of new kicks and the kite, the difference. So how can I understand it?
In the budget, we received only this consolidated number, but as you can see here in the forecast 0.12, we have this breakdown of the two models, P028 and the P13C. They will produce more P028 because they have a plan to export.
Yeah,
you can see in the line number 3.
Number 3, yes, 10,108, but the P20H, the annual focus 33,000 only. The P13C only 10,000. So in total, 43,000.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you mean? Sorry, I can understand.
I had some mistake, I think April
I see.
Yes, April is only 81 cars. Is very strange.
And also, Peter is in the zero from April to the October. They will stop the production.
No. No. You're right. I didn't see this part. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
I have. Okay, I will check and send you after this meeting because we have this number. I don't know why this number was.
But just as a general information, until July, it runs around 8,000 to 9,000 tons from April to July, which are the numbers that are missing. The whole number is correct that Gilberto placed it, and the share between them is around 3,000 for P13C and the difference for the P02H. So around 5.
So please correct this sheet. So just in case. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Second question is Nissan already started the production of the kite. So maybe they are producing 2 SUVs in the same platform, I believe. So what is the bottleneck of the bad production efficiency of Nissan? So always they are doing some kind of they cannot achieve the production efficiency, the improvement. That's why it's difficult to struggling. They're struggling from the ramp up, the very slow ramp up the production. So what is the bottleneck for Nissan? If you know.
I have heard, Kobayashi, the problem is in the adjustments of kite. The kite is not fit on this new line as well, good as well. I don't know if they have other problems, but as they are explaining, is about the adjustments of the line.
Also,
I see.
But also we heard some, because they're not, what Gilberto is saying is true, because they're not being very transparent with us. So there are some facts also that we know that the stamping line is not productive as the assembly line. So the stamping line is working, for example, on Saturdays, but they are not being able to fulfill the production line. Also, we heard that they are running some capacity analysis with some other suppliers. This with the suppliers, so they are sending the forms for capacity analysis. So maybe there are some suppliers that are having capacity issues with them, and they're not being able to. But they are not being very transparent with us. We have already asked them. Also because it affects our, we see a lot of changes in their stamping line. So we had some sequence programmed in our line to send it to them. And then on the same day or on the day before, they change it. So maybe they're having some issues also with the stamping, their stamping line, or other suppliers causing them to change the sequence very often. So I think that, as Gilberto said, they're not very stable in their production line. We don't know if it's 100% assembly or stamping, but they are not being stable.
So do you think that kind of unstable production keep going 2026 whole year?
Hard fight. In terms of what I think they will face some difficulties because they never fulfilled this volume before. So all of their suppliers, including Yorozu, we have also spoken to them. If they are going to do 10,000, 12,000 cars a month, it could be a problem because their suppliers are not prepared to fulfill this amount of cars. So I think they will still face some constraints during the year 2025. Also, these, for example, what we received from them in their recent forecast doesn't match their calendar of work calendar for 2026. So we received their calendar because now we are working in the same hours as the sun and using their transportation. So we are preparing ourselves based on their calendar, and they have a lot of stoppages. And we see here no downs of volume. So I think it does not actually, one thing is not speaking to another. So I don't believe that they will, as Gilberto feels the same, I don't believe that they will fulfill 100,000 car production. And I believe that this forecast is not very well prepared. I think this is only for running capacity constraints in all of the suppliers. So I think we should not create much expectation in these numbers.
Okay, thank you for explanation.
And regarding Gestamp, presented a consumption budget of 16,600 metric tons for 2026. But in the beginning of this year, and in the forecast 0, it also showed the 18% decline. So I don't know, but I hope it will recover this one during the year because Gestamp also is having many tests, many tryouts now, so their production is not so good now, but I think the plan is to recover.
Is this a GM, the cause of the forecast?
Mainly Nissan. In this case, mainly Nissan.
Because I think a portion of Gestamp of Nissan is not like a very big.
It's not very big, but they are receiving part of the pieces that was produced in Mexico to localize in Brazil. So they are testing many materials now.
Yeah, that's right. So that this kind of 3,000 metric ton, the gap of the market budget and the Gestamp focused is a main the reason is the reduction of the order for Nissan.
Not for Nissan. We have a GM portion in this forecast, but according to them, the part of it is unbalanced is Nissan part because these trials in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, can you please check the kind of, because the still generally, so but the Gestam focused is already 13,000 metric ton only, but market's budget 16. So I think that we have already the big gap 3,000. So the
Yeah.
pressure you check the what is the problem, because the line of get GM and also get the Nissan in Gestamp is different. So I think maybe I think both the get GMs, the less production, also maybe some problem of Nissan. So appreciate your check, the more details. What is the why 3,000 metric ton, the gap, the forecast and the market's budget.
Okay, for sure. I will check with the stuff about this decline, but as we can hear in these figures, every month except July, they will decline. So I don't know if they had mistake in the budget figures in the beginning, but I think not, because last year we had around the same volume of this year. So I think they have any problem there. I will check.
Yes, please.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Moving to industry, non-auto, sales volume was in December 371 metric tons, totaling a sales of 1.2 million. And compared to budget, volume was 35% below, mainly because we had no orders from AMG, and the direct sales was 42% below. Although we have here the Fermator volume, and their sales were 54% above budget. So Fermator saved our results in this sector. Although volumes and revenues are below budget, year to date, January to December 25, both volume and revenues was positive. In volume it was 25% above, and in revenues 28%. Compared to last year, to the same period of 2024. And in the non-auto industry, companies in December they slow down their activities because the near end of your holidays of the end of the year. And they take this period to do some maintenance and some improvements in their factors. And regarding the new actions, Conversa asked about our actions in non-auto. I will ask Felix to explain a little bit more, but we are working with a representative. So the status we will update now.
Okay. As reported in your last meeting, you have adjusted our strategy to non-auto marketing, but the results falling short of expectation. Right now, I'd like to just take the key points, sharing in three: strategies, objective, status. The conception is we will now move forward with the sales representative model. Thomas is highly familiar with the MAG market and previously worked with us 5 years ago. His primary advantage is to connect us with an existing customer base. This will be a commission-based partnership, ensuring payments are only made upon successful sales. We are just make payments in compensation of business made. Talk about strategy. Our main challenge in this business is non-auto segment is that our markets operate heavily on tax benefits. making us up to 20% less competitive for sales inside Rio de Janeiro state. To solve this point, our strategy is to collaborate with steel mill in order to access secondary material list. While when unsustainable for automotive industry, this material perfectly meets to the requirement of no auto segment. I mean, the material is not made from industry, auto industry, which you consider is secondary or second list. It can be applied perfectly in industry segment. Based on it, you are going to connect Maggie to an existing client base, while Maggie secures the raw material supply connecting him to the mills. Uh, about objectives, our initial goals is to operate between 100 and 200 tons per month, just to test markets, ensuring we would not adversely impact prices positioning in order to not disturb the marketing relating to price. Uh, our status is between December 25 and January 26, we finalize our contract details, including commission structure as fee and some little issues. Following the holidays period, we have a new meeting scheduled for February with ArcelorMittal as our primary lead. We also intend to replicate this strategy with Usiminas. Our goal is to use the secondary list and offer to these clients in order to make business with us. One very important point to us is to get ready our internal orders management to avoid damage of our image in the market that demands quick responses. I mean, you have to be so very fast because if you are not fast to answer the marketing requirement, you can be behind. Because if we have some delay to provide to these clients, it's very easy to go to the other side of the street to buy material. So you have to be more fast to respond to these necessities of the market. This is an overview of a new strategy we are doing. If you have any question, please.
Well, thank you very much, Frederick. So let me recap. So you have already agreed the conditions of the representative agency with Thomas. Then what is the conditions of the fee? I'm sorry, I missed the point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. About the fee of the relation to representative, yes.
Yes, with Thomas. So you
Okay.
are now appointing Thomas to the expanding the sales of the second premium material, right?
Okay.
So-
we are going to do something like AMG used to do with their representatives, and the fee is around 1.5% of the sales. In the past, Thomas asked 3%, and you are negotiating to him in order to be more suitable to our reality. So, answer your question directly is 1.5% of the sales, total sales.
So it means some incentive commission, right? So in case
Yeah.
of the getting our orders, so the Maggie pay 1.4% commission of the final sales price to the clients. Is it?
Perfect.
I see. So what is the how to split the load, the Douglas and then the Thomas?
I didn't understand.
No. Maggie is the Maggie Douglas. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The name is correct, maybe.
Yeah.
So you are pointing the using Douglas the manpower continuously or some switch to the Thomas, because because now it's a double investment, like an how to say,
Yes.
So what is your strategy?
Okay, you are going to stop relationship with Thomas, and you are moving our strategy to Douglas, and we will stop to Douglas, and we start a strategy with Thomas based
Okay, I
on
see.
these conditions I just answered you.
I see.
And just one point, Kobayashi, it's very important. Further, the change of the negotiation is that you just only pay to Thomas if they bring us sales. You are not paying monthly independent of sales or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I got it. So incentive commission, right? Okay,
yeah.
I see. And also, what is it? So the first target is the Magi is trying to sell the existing stock, second materials to the non-auto market. So the Thomas Thomas, ne? Douglas Thomas, Thomas. So
Yeah.
which markets he has the strong network in Brazil?
Mhm. Mainly, he works with distribution sector at all. That's why you have to be very careful in order to not disturb the marketing regarding to prices, right? So
Right.
they are going to distributor. You have to be very attention in order to not disturb. That's it. One point I'd like to add is that you can use Thomas in two fronts. First one is in order to sales the old stocks, the age stocks you have here. You just use him in the last of this year. The sales was around 100 tons, metric tons, and in the second line, you are going to use this strategy I just told you.
What do you mean the distribution sector? So the Thomas has a strong network with distributors.
Sorry.
No, he acts as a distributor, but he has contacts also with other distributors, or he attends some markets. I don't know which are their customers, the final customers that are not buying coils. They also supply slitted materials because they have a slitting line. And so I think
Aço G3, aço.
mas ele tem outros também, né?
Yeah,
We will
actually,
investigate what other markets, but he did not disclose it to us very much because he's kind of afraid that we will talk to these customers by ourselves. So, like they would buy from the source of Thomas directly. So he did not disclose it to us very much, but we can investigate a little bit more.
yeah. So I think if Deborah, if I'm wrong, is correct me. So the distributors, the supplies buyer,
Yes.
very they only buy price is very competitive only. That's all. Because some material is speculated, some material because the in that case I'm not sure. So 1.5% is the commission is a feasible and workable if Thomas is the expanding sales just distributors.
I think
That's the
that
first
it's not
point.
only distributor, Kobayashi-san. He
Right.
also has a contact with the maker, in fact. For example, if it's like a roofing, with the roofing maker, not only distribution sector. But the basic premise of this project is having this kind of opportunity list from ArcelorMittal. Because if MAG is going to place the order to ArcelorMittal, to the industry, the price will be higher. In case of the opportunity list, MAG can be competitive.
Right, I see. So it makes sense. So I think it's some kind of fire sales of the existing stock, the aging stock to the distributors that with price a little bit higher than scrapping. That makes sense. But I think it's distributors, the keen of price only. But if Thomas has some kind of strong network to the end clients or like a fabricators, that's kind of makes sense for the strategic approach, I can say. So I think it's the Maggie may need to think about some I think a little bit different the business maybe to distribution and also in the clients, I believe. And also to the seller and the clients, as Deborah said and Felix said, so and the collaboration with A and B is also important, right?
Okay, right. Yes.
Yes,
So
just one additional comment, Kobayashi-san. Sorry for
no,
interrupting
no
you.
problem.
Yeah, we have to remind that in Brazil, that usually the distributors, they also act as a manufacturer or fabricator. Not only dealing, but they also cut, they process, even small distributors in Brazil. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's not just only the selling the coil to coil, but I think the keen of distributor is a price only. That's it, maybe.
Yeah, it's not a loyal customer. It's price based.
And also they are importing a lot of materials from China and other overseas. And then so if the anti-dumping is effective, the Chinese origins, so CLC, the laminated Clio, and also galvanized, it's maybe a good opportunity for Maggie to pitch up the existing stock sales and have an opportunity to sell higher price, I believe.
Exactly. We will not see the effect of the anti-dumping in the automotive business for now, but we can see it on the industry.
Yeah. Yes.
And also,
just to,
sorry, carry on.
just to close our point of view in this project, further, Deborah mentioned now, I think other very important point of key is that you have to be connection. Thomas will connect us to the customer as we connected him to the mills. And I think it was what you are missing of our doing before.
I see. Oh, thank you very much. So I don't want to use spend this time. So let's discuss continuously, Felix.
Okay.
There are a lot of information I will put in the material and send you after. Okay. I will add in this material.
Yeah, maybe explanation.
Okay, this is the list of Douglas. Okay, but we have not progress in these clients because in the end of the year there are many holidays. So according to him, he will continue to contact and visiting by February. Okay, so we didn't have any progress on this list. About the consignment process with Usiminas is still in early stages. There are still some inefficiencies in the invoice, the nota fiscal, in the issuance process in this nota fiscal. So I understood that the adjustment to the SAP system of both companies are necessary. So we are doing many adjustments every day with Usiminas.
But just answering Kobayashi-san's information, I didn't have time to update. But in terms of the implementation of SAP it was scheduled for this year. So it's going on. So we already approved. There is some cost, but it is already approved. It was considered on our budget. Maybe not all in 1 month, but along the year. And so it was already aligned with the consulting department that they will do this improvement. So we can start with the automatic entry and the reports for Usiminas. These adjustments that Gilberto mentioned, they're mainly related because Usiminas, they started on their own to send consignment materials to MAG from Ipatinga directly, not from Rio de Janeiro. So in terms of business and in terms of the tax credit, that's very good for us. It's very positive. But this scenario was not foreseen in our tests. So we are having to make some adjustments in our system because these ones, they come with IPI tax as 0, which is okay. And Usiminas Rio de Janeiro should come as with IPI, regular IPI, because we still don't have the special regime for Rio de Janeiro, for Usiminas Resende, Usiminas Rio de Janeiro. And so that this is the adjustments that we are undergoing. What you also asked about the protocol. So we did not agree, we did not sign the protocol yet because we are still testing these conditions that from Usiminas and from MAG. So what we requested versus what they requested. So it's formalized by email, but nothing signed yet because we are still testing with them if we are accomplishing their demands and if they are accomplishing our demands for now. So what we have is a formal agreement by email with them, and we are moving on with this information not to stop the consignment process. So the phase 3 that it is scheduled but not so confirmed from Usiminas Minas Gerais items, it's actually already happening. And but we don't know if it will continue to do so. So Usiminas needs to adjust their process because we are not accepting materials out of consignment, so they are sending consignment directly from Ipatinga. And so it's kind of happening all at the same time right now. And we are facing some difficulties, but we are solving, and we are seeing the reduction of stock, which was also another question from the cash flow part. But the stock is reducing, and very not as fast as we expected, but it is reducing. And we are already seeing some movements from Usiminas side to fulfill their commitment with us for the consignment. So. You are on mute, Gilberto.
Yeah, thank you very much explanation. I understand the progressing some, the consignment scheme was a Usiminas Rio de Janeiro step by step, and also the system adjustment is also ongoing. And then you got some informal agreements, the consensus from the Usiminas side, not only Rio de Janeiro, but also Ipatinga side about protocols, but still the test trial stage. So the MAG hasn't yet signed agreements, logistics protocol with Usiminas. So I got his point. So can I understand the MAG will, I'm understanding the MAG's business plan that will start the Usiminas consignment for the Nissan Food Services from October. So considering timeline, then also the current progress and situation, can I understand the still, the same pitch was the business plan? Is it? Because the two switch of food services. So now Nissan operation is ongoing day by day. So the lead time from the steel mills is 2 months and 3 months production lead time. 1 month, like the transportation, and 1 month like a setup, the slitting and the blanking. So actually, you said some 5 months is necessary to switch the food services. Yeah. So for starting the food services October to Nissan's maybe 9 August. We have started, switch the business model in April or May, just in case maybe.
Okay.
So, what is the view, the status in considering some business plan?
Yes. So in terms of full service Nissan, so this was a little bit frozen for the end of the year. We are waiting. We have sent to them some final breakdown of the costs, but we are still waiting for their confirmation. What we heard, this is from logistics department, not purchasing department. We heard that they are pushing to start with the full service, And so the timeline for October still remains the same because we have no information for now. In terms of agreement with Usiminas and Nissan for consignment for Nissan full service, this has not started. This will be another protocol because this protocol involves also the customer and not just a MAG and Usiminas. So this is to be agreed. But this was some condition that we have already imposed to Nissan. So it is very well documented that this is only possible in those conditions that we shared if we agree with the consignment from Usiminas directly. So this is still to be discussed with Usiminas, but they can know that they are waiting for us to start this discussion, but also we need some confirmation from Nissan. So still the timeline remains the same and the business model and the way that we are conducting this business is still the same. We still haven't heard from Nissan, but we maintain our position.
I got it. Thank you very much, explanation.
Regarding the project of Stellantis, we have not received the official nomination, but we are receiving coils and we are receiving tools for trials. So regarding F1H project for Fiat, Maggie understand that there are 16 parts, 16 part numbers involved in this. These are all simple parts, basically square sheets and trapezoids. So for Fiat, there's no special tooling to use here, just simple cuts. For Fiat, we are receiving both CSN coils and ArcelorMittal coils. According to Stellantis, they want to test both materials to decide the definitive source. So we will have these trials by February, February to provide it. Okay. And regarding Jeep J516. We received the list of part numbers for testing, but the technical specification about the how can I say the tooling we didn't receive it yet. We have to do some feasibility study with a corporate division in Spain. So we are waiting for these documents to go ahead. So we have received also other items for Jeep that we didn't expect it, new items. We are asking to Stellantis if this new list is to, how can I say, to expand this business or not. It's not. It is very unclear now. So. Yes, and there are many things that we are having to confirm with Stellantis about Jeep.
Yeah, so our one thing that is important to say is that in our initial assumption, they would be receiving only ArcelorMittal materials and exposed materials. But what we are seeing until for now is that they are not organized in this direction. They are sending to us the based on their order of need internally for production and validation internally. And it's not clear what will stay with us and what will stay with probably Galvasud. So we have scheduled some meetings with them because we need to understand what is coming from it. They cannot send everything to us, but they are already sending a lot of materials and which ones they have the intention to keep here. And so we can receive the formalization of the project. So something, of course, we will receive something. So it's basically already confirmed, but we are still trying to understand their strategy on what to bring to us and what to take to Galvasud. And the second point is that for now we are only speaking of these new projects, the outsourcing from Usiminas, from Soluções Usiminas and Ferrolene, it's not coming for now. We have not received anything from Stellantis yet. So what we are tryouting, we're doing the tryouts. It's only for the Fiat and the Jeep Avenger new projects.
Just my curiosity, Nicole. So the Fiat and Jeep. So the which steel mills are you doing tryout?
CSN.
Both Fiat and Jeep.
Yeah, only for Fiat.
Only for Fiat, yes.
And
For
Jeep?
Jeep only, for now, only ArcelorMittal. We received only ArcelorMittal materials. But
the
we
Jeep
received-
for ArcelorMittal.
Yes. This is until today, because what we are learning from Stellantis is that every day something changes.
Yes.
So, for example, we received this information in the beginning of this week that they have 6 tools to deliver to us until today. So it's they are very not very well organized, and we are struggling to understand their timeline. But we don't have much information for the future. What we have is from one day to the next day. We receive information today to Monday. So this is the kind of information that we are receiving from Stellantis right now.
Have you already checked with Jago the situation of the Jeep? Because you have received the coil from ArcelorMittal Brazil, the full Jeep, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
did you guys check with Jago AMB has already nominated? Oh no.
No, we can check that. Yes, we have to check that.
I think it makes sense. So you can collaborate with the AMB, the sales guys. Jago know everything maybe.
Yes, yes. You're right.
Okay, about inventory, as Nicole said, we improved a little bit. This month, compared to last month, we had 13.6% below forecast for December. So we improved the cash flow by 4.9 million. But of course, the levels of this inventory is not yet ideal, but we are working to reduce and to treat these old materials as well. And the main customers we have inventory is Euros and Gestamp. Euros we have 1,000 tons here.
No, 3,200.
3,000 for yes. Also, we have to improve this use of material.
Okay. So speaking of, I know Kobayashi-san, you requested that information. You are correct. We need to update. I think finance department did not send the information. So we will update this and send this report of the cash flow back to you. So the issue is not that we are increasing stock. In fact, the stock is lower than what we had expected, than we had forecasted in the budget. However, we have seen some reduction of cash receipts. So the volume of December and the volume of January was lower than what we expected. And so we had forecasted better situation for February, around 7 million more of receipts in February. However, this is not happening. We are not receiving this much information from the customers in February. So what we are doing right now is managing reduction of stock and increasing orders to the customers. And so we will update with the stock position and the stock coverage. But just for information, today we have 6,800 tons in stock. So we are seeing some reduction. And the main problem that we have right now is not what is entering, is what is becoming old. So this is something that we need to find and manage. because this also represents provisions in our results. So this affects also our results. So we need to manage this condition as well. So we are working internally in our routines for this reduction of stocks over 100, actually over 90 days. And other actions as well that we are working on is the continuous progress with Mina's discussion for communization of items and improvement of orders. And so we are having discussions with them for improvements for 2026. So we will then keep this and send this information a little bit more detailed to you. As I apologize. Also, I explained to Vinicius that we had some changes in our financial department and AMG's financial department. So they're only supplying basic information. I received some information from their side concerning the template for the right management. I will send it to Vinicius today. But we are still struggling to have some information, better information, quality information for more than what is expected in the cash flow management. So, but we have this in mind and we have this in our to-do list, and we will supply this information as soon as possible. Provide this information. In tax credit position, so we see a decrease in December also because we had some decrease of stocks, so it is improving. We had some refunds from the IPI credit, which was something that we have been already asking the IRS, and we had some small refunds, and we are still asking more refunds from this tax credit. And for PIS and COFINS, we are, of course, generating a debit, but still not able to see the available balance. So we are still doing some strategies internally to understand how can we improve this and how will our tax credit be in this condition with the consignment and with discount. So we are still doing this with the finance in the tax department. Also, we had some personnel changes in the tax and fiscal department in AMG and also MAG. So the person started this month. So I believe that in the future we'll be able to present a more clarified strategy for tax accumulation. And in terms of foreign long and short position, we have $1 million in transit from our suppliers, Bosco and Nippon Steel, and we have an approval of 5 million. And I think something is yes, we have 5 million Brazilian reais, and we have an approved limit of 28 million. So of accounts payable. So we have no risk for now in terms of parts.
Is this mean million US, 981 million US dollar, is it? Eh? What, huh?
900?
sorry. Yeah, what
No,
do you mean? So 981
Yes.
K,
Yes,
KUSD, ne?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
900,000.
But you need this
Almost 1 billion.
MUSD. So sorry, I miss a little bit confused. So
Yes. I think we have to add some in the import details.
I see. And Deborah, so can you please explain a little bit some import process and also the tax benefit of quota for a trial basis, and also the import tax increased 25% from 12.56%. Can you please explain overview a little bit?
Yes. So what we had until January this year, we had an increase of two items, in fact, for the quota. Two items that MAG is importing. Those two items were subject to the quota, but we managed to get the import license for those items. And I think that the saving was around 25,000 reais, around, or a little bit more. I don't have the numbers right now, but two of the items we managed to get. But from yesterday, another item was included in the import tax increase from 10.8% to 25%. But for this item, I am still not sure if quota would be applicable. In fact, I'm not sure if it's direct increase on the import tax or quota. I checked with some of my colleagues which are on the market, and they also expected that it would be direct increase. So I think that Maggie will have to, quota wouldn't be applicable for this item. But I think that Maggie should notify and pass this cost to the customer. I don't know. I asked already Pedro to share if there is any item on transit or to be nationalized or placed order, but I didn't get this reply yet. So we don't know the impact of this import tax increase.
Thank you, Deborah. It was already effective, 25%.
It's not effective because it must be published by in the Diário da União officially, but it was approved.
Right.
Okay.
So
it was approved.
later,
so it will be in place.
Right. All right. So I'm not sure. So the next shipment from overseas mills, POSCO, Nippon Steel, bow to the Magi, but I think we cannot miss this negotiation with the OEMs tier 1 to price up.
Yes. And I think that, sorry, Nicole, please.
No, we received the information from Deborah yesterday, so I already asked our sales department to evaluate and this condition to analyze the impact based on the stocks that we have right now of these items. And if we have something in transit, when we would have to clear from customs with the new import tax, and when would this actually affect our stock for our average cost stock, so we can also change the sales price to the customer.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's picked an oiled material, right? It's HRC picked an oiled material. Yeah. I don't know. It seems that they are doing they have increased this because of CSN, because they purchased a lot of picked oiled material. So I don't think that it's going to stop soon, this kind of import tax increase. I'm not sure if there is any way to notify the customer saying that whenever we have this kind of action, we have to pass the cost. I'm not sure how to do it, because last time it was quite complicated to negotiate with Nissan. But I think that the tendency would be increasing the import tax from regular to 25% for almost all the items, I think.
Well, we have to negotiate on that, Deborah. The market have to negotiate the huge impact cash flow and the profit.
Yes.
Okay. So our proposal for the next meeting will be on February 26th, and if everyone agrees, we will send the invitation as soon as we end the meeting.
Nicole, just one point about the Forex position. I know that I see in the paper that the due date for payment is some portion is January, so it will be done, or it's already done, and the portion of Nichco is February and March, right? And I see that this is an open position yet. there is no hedge until now.
No,
Yes.
no hedge.
So considering this current real appreciation, currently spot rate is 5.22. So it's maybe some opportunity to hedge now, and you can enjoy the gain of for FX result in this year.
Yes, 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 we can. I will evaluate with the finance department if we can do that.
I understand that those Nichco position is a price is already fixed, right? So
Yes.
okay. So maybe some opportunity for maybe not total, some position. We don't know how they will fluctuate it in the future, but now you can enjoy some position.
Yeah, we know that at the end of the year with the elections, we have a trend of always having some increase in the exchange rate. So maybe it is interesting, yes, to evaluate some hedge positions for. I don't know if to do it for such a long time is too expensive, but at least from what we are seeing right now, what we have a fixed position could be interesting. You're right. We will evaluate this position.
Thank you. Nicola, I'm sorry to join later. I have the trouble with my PC. But in the first page, I see that some incident increased in 2025, right? From this bottom part, property loss or some incident, 329. Is there any reason to this increase, instant increase?
Not particular reason for this increase, but we are doing some very strong. There are some reasons that we can see some better management. From one side, we are seeing a better management in the safety report, in the safety for, as we didn't have any accident with lost time. But unfortunately, we had some changes in. We're having a lot of turnover in the logistics department. So this is also something that we presented in the board, that we wanted to adjust the wages in the region, because we were losing a lot of good people to other companies, and they are always from logistics department. We are always struggling with logistics department. And some of the incidents that we had, they are involved in our logistics department. So the crash in the gate, the drop of materials from the truck leaving. So we need to strengthen our logistics department. This is also part of our objective this year, because it's the area with higher risk, safety risk in our plant. So this turnover, it was damaging for us in terms of incidents and also accidents without time. But in general, we are taking a harder approach also in the production, so we are not seeing any accidents with lost time. So we are always like this, strengthening one side and losing on the other side, and then we have to strengthen the other side as well. So this year we will also focus on the logistics department.
Thank you, Nicole. Because fortunately, we didn't have any lost time accident, but if in those cases happen in the last year, if some accident has potential risk, that the result was more serious, please consider those cases to avoid any future incident.
As a general information, what we are evaluating and we are presenting in each evaluation of accident or incident is if it was a behavior, accident or incident, or if this was something inherent to the process, if there was some investment that we could do to avoid this condition, and some rules, application of the NES, we know in Brazil. this would eliminate the risk of some accidents or incidents. But what we can see is that most of them, I would say 90% of them, are related to behavior. So we need to strengthen our demands in terms of behavior with our employees.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Paige, I know you were joining late. It's okay, but if you need some information, just you can write us, and then we will complement some of the information to the material and send it to you. But if there is still some doubt, we are at your disposal to answer them.
Nicole, I'm sorry, just one more question. Can I consider that all provision about the incident with Nissan is registered in 2025?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think that later on, I will share with you some information for the audit, okay? So timeline when we received the information from the audit from KPMG and also EMG side.
Thank you. If for next board meeting, please consider their participation to explain their point
Yes,
of view.
of course. And I just one last information. I will validate the meeting minutes of the board for December that was not shared because we were running with the subject of the dividends. We were so worried with the dividends that we did not run the signature for the board meeting. So I will share with you. I will confirm to Beckett today, and I will leave that until Monday you will receive for signature. So this is one of the topics that the audit demanded from us. So as soon as you can, please sign these minutes as well.
I got it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So Nicole, so one question: have you already started with the auditor? Some kind of the audit timeline of 2025 fiscal year result? Have already started some kind of discussion?
Yes. Yeah, basically they are finalizing, I think, because we had a meeting with them in December to explain some of the changes and some things. I know also for me is speaking to them directly, and so that's I would just confirm the timeline, but I know that every year we do this meeting with the consulting department and fiscal accounting department from AMG as well. And we will schedule this and we will invite you. But for now, until now, no concerns from their side.
I see. I got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day and a nice weekend.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
nice weekend.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much.
Bye.